Hey guys, thought I would talk today a little bit about treatment and therapy and how what you do specifically affects your treatment. When first things first, when you look for a therapist, know that you may not find the right therapist on the first go. You may have to search for one that is a little bit more compatible with you. Um, Before I saw my therapist, the therapist that I have now, before I saw her, I had three therapists, and their personalities and the way they approached treatment didn't didn't set well with me. It didn't mesh with me in my system. So understanding that and understanding that it's not a defect on my part or the therapist's part, personalities sometimes just do not mesh. So I sought a different therapist. Why is it so important to have the right therapist? Because you have to feel comfortable with this person. You are sharing some of the most intimate, dark, scary details of your life with this person, and you have to be able to trust them. You have to be able to look at them and say, I am bearing myself to you. I am extremely vulnerable every time I see you, and I need you to be able to make me feel safe, make me feel like I can trust you, and help me get past these dark moments. If you can't if you can't do that with someone, if you can't do that with a therapist, then your treatment isn't going to go anywhere. It's okay if you go and search for another therapist. They're going to have clients. Trust me. There are there are a lot of people out there who need treatment. So don't feel obligated to stay with a therapist that doesn't meet your needs. It is your treatment. It is your therapy. No one else, no one else can do this for you but you. And no one else can give you that satisfaction and that sense of security and safety. You have to be able to look at your therapist and trust them. And for abuse survivors, that's so difficult. That is one of the most difficult things to do, is to trust, is to just lay yourself out for someone in your emotions and everything that happened to you, and trust that they're not going to take that information and use it against you. And I know that a lot of us have had people do that, take that information and use it against us. And it is devastating when that happens. It is so devastating because it can take years to recover from that. And it's not just recover from it's not just recovering the idea of trust. It's actually recovering even a small amount of trust that that person has taken from you. And that's what it is. Someone has removed something from you when they take that information about you being MP or DID, however you want to say it, and then use it against you. Just just keep in mind that if you have a therapist and it's not working out, you can go to someone else. They will not be hurt. They will not be devastated. They will understand. They're trained to understand. The most important part is for you to find someone who's going to mesh with you and who's going to take your best interest at heart. And every time you see them, they're going to put you first in the treatment. If you have a therapist, here's a good scenario. Before I saw the therapist I'm seeing now, um, I had a therapist, and I told her, this was a couple weeks after my breakdown, and I told her that I used to have this little box in the back of my head, and that's where I kept everything that I didn't want to deal with. Well, the box had, instead of the box just opening and all the stuff coming out, the box had shattered. There was no way to put all that stuff back. And her response to that was, well, perhaps you need to build a bigger box. Not therapeutic. So I went in search of another therapist. If your therapist is not equipped emotionally to deal with some of the stuff that you're going to tell them, then you have to find someone who's going to be able to emotionally deal with the stuff that you're going to deal with. So don't be sad if you can't stay with a therapist. There are a lot out there, and there are a lot of good ones. So just take your time. Make sure you understand that it is your treatment. And you will get better. You will. You will get better. I promise. You will get better. It may take a lot of time, but if you put the work into it to get better, you will get better. No one can fix it for you. You have to do the work. Just stay strong and stay positive about your abilities, and you will come out of it just fine.